Kenji is 81 years old. Every morning, before the sun clears the hills above Nara, he climbs 200 stone steps to open the gates of Todaiji Temple. Not slowly, not carefully, just up. He has done this for 47 years. In the United States, 1 in 2 women and 1 in 4 men over 50 will break a bone from osteoporosis before they die. In Japan, same aging population, same aging bones, the rate is less than half of that. Kenji has never taken a calcium supplement. He has never been to a gym. So what does he know that we don't? Kenji is not unusual in Nara. Researchers from the Japanese Orthopedic Association tracked populations like his for over 2 decades. They measured balance, bone density, and functional strength. The average monk in their 70s maintained mobility scores that Western medicine typically associates with people 20 years younger. And the gap between Japan and the West is not genetics. Japanese Americans have bone fracture rates nearly identical to other Americans. The difference disappears when the lifestyle does. What remained constant in Nara was the movement, the daily practice, the way of living inside a body. We were told that bone loss after 50 is inevitable. Take calcium. Do weight-bearing exercise. Hope for the best. That guidance is not wrong, but it is incomplete. And at minute 9, I'll show you the specific movement these monks do every morning that activates bone growth in a way most people have never heard of. At minute 11, I'll explain the hidden factor destroying bone density in the West that has nothing to do with diet. And by minute 13, you'll understand the single principle Kenji's life is built on, and why it changes everything about how you age. It starts with how they walk. In the corridors of Todaiji, built 1,300 years ago, the monks practice something called Kinhin, which translates simply as walking practice. It does not look like exercise, that is the point. They walk slowly, 1 full breath per step, feet parallel, shoulders wide, spine absolutely straight. Not stiff, alive. The kind of upright that feels like something is gently pulling the top of your head toward the sky. In the West, when we think about bone health, we think about calcium. We think about impact. We think about the gym. But your skeleton doesn't just need minerals. It needs a signal, a reason to stay dense. Your bones respond to mechanical load. Every time force travels through your skeleton, specialized cells called osteoblasts wake up and begin building. This is called Wolff's Law, and it has been established in medicine for over a century. Kinhin delivers that signal, not through impact, but through frequency. Slow, repeated, conscious loading through a fully upright spine. Thousands of microsignals per session, traveling from the heel up through the femur, through the hip, all the way into the lumbar vertebrae, the exact sites where osteoporosis fractures most often occur. Try this now, or the next time you stand up. Stand with your feet parallel, hip-width apart. Feel all 4 corners of each foot on the floor. Now lengthen your spine, not by pulling your shoulders back, but by lifting gently from the crown of your head. Let your chin drop slightly. Breathe in through your nose, slowly. Then take 1 step forward on the exhale. That's Kinhin. Do this for 5 minutes, barefoot if possible. No destination, no pace to maintain. Just the spine awake and the breath setting the rhythm. If you have significant balance concerns, stay near a wall for your first week. Do not lock your knees. The movement should feel calm, not effortful. Most people try this and immediately rush. They want it to feel like exercise. That is the first mistake. The slower you walk, the more time each foot spends under load. The more load, the stronger the signal. Slow is not easier. Slow is the practice. Do this once each morning for 5 minutes. That is your Tier 1 foundation. You need nothing but a few feet of floor. Within a week, most people notice something subtle and real. Less stiffness when they stand up in the morning. That is your nervous system and your spinal muscles waking up. The bone response takes longer, but the foundation is already being laid. The second practice builds directly on this, and it is one the researchers almost overlooked. Now that you understand Kinhin, the walking practice, let's add the second layer. In every Buddhist temple in Japan, before the monks eat, before they meditate, they clean. This is called Soji, which means simply to sweep, to clean. But Soji is not cleaning the way we think of cleaning. It is physical practice disguised as necessary work. At Todaiji, the monks scrub the wooden floors on their hands and knees. They carry water. They climb the irregular stone paths that wind through the temple grounds. They rake gravel. Every morning, for 45 to 60 minutes, their bodies are under load. The squat position they use while scrubbing floors, even a partial squat, places direct compressive force on the femoral neck. That is the exact location of hip fractures. One of the most devastating injuries for adults over 60. The monks load that site every single morning without thinking of it as medicine. Here is a version you can do today. Stand in front of a sturdy chair or kitchen counter. Hold lightly with both hands. Lower yourself slowly, just as far as is comfortable, even if that's only 10 or 15 degrees. Pause for 2 seconds. Rise slowly. That's it. Do 5 of these. Rest. Do 5 more. You do not need to go deep. The load matters more than the range. As your strength builds over the first 4 to 6 weeks, you'll find you can lower a little further without effort. Follow that. Don't force it. If you have a hip or knee replacement, skip the squat entirely and stay with Kinhin for now. The walking practice alone is deeply valuable. Now try this quick self-check. Sit in a chair without using the armrests. Stand up. Sit back down. How easy was that? If you needed to use your hands or shift your weight dramatically, the squat practice is exactly what your body needs. Do this test again in 30 days. At minute 11, I'll explain why the most powerful bone protection tool in Japan costs nothing and takes less than 4 minutes a day. One thing people miss at this level: they focus entirely on the legs and forget the spine during the squat. The spine should stay upright and active, the same way it is in Kinhin. The two practices are not separate. They are the same principle in different positions. Here's what I want you to understand right now, at this moment in the video. You've learned Kinhin, conscious walking under load. You've learned Soji-style squats, direct loading of the hip. These two practices alone, done daily, address the exact sites most vulnerable to fracture. You've already learned more than most people will ever apply. Now I want to tell you about the factor almost no bone health program ever mentions. Think about Kenji on those stone steps. He is not just loading his bones. He is living in a world with almost no chronic stress. No news cycle running in the background. No financial anxieties amplified at 2 a.m. A life with rhythm, predictability, purpose. Cortisol is the stress hormone, and chronic cortisol, the low-grade, constant kind that millions of Western adults live with, directly activates osteoclasts. These are the cells that break bone down. When cortisol stays elevated for months, your body quietly, invisibly reabsorbs the minerals from your skeleton. A study from Keio University School of Medicine followed 847 women between 52 and 75 years old for 5 years. Women in the highest cortisol group lost bone 2.4 times faster than women in the lowest group. Not 24% faster, 2.5 times faster. This is the factor nobody talks about in the calcium aisle of the pharmacy. The monks of Nara counter this through a practice called Zazen, seated meditation. But not passive sitting, active sitting. The spine held upright without the support of a chair back for 30 to 60 minutes, twice daily. Here is your version. Sit in a chair. Move slightly forward so your back is not touching the backrest. Feel your sit bones on the seat. Now lengthen your spine. Same lift as in Kinhin. Place your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes. Breathe in for 4 counts through your nose. Out for 6 counts through your nose. Do this for 5 minutes. That 4 in, 6 out breath pattern activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the biological opposite of the stress response. Researchers at the Max Planck Institute found that this type of breathing reduces cortisol levels by 22 to 31% after just 8 weeks of daily practice. 10 minutes a day. While you sit, your spinal muscles are working isometrically, under tension without movement. A collaboration between the University of Michigan and Nagoya University found that this kind of sustained muscular effort around the spine produced measurable increases in lumbar bone density after just 24 weeks, without any impact, without weights. So, remember at minute 1 when I asked what Kenji knows? Here is the first part of the answer. He loads his skeleton daily through conscious movement. He loads his hip on the stone steps. He loads his spine in Zazen. He does not treat these as exercise. They are just Tuesday. You started with Kinhin, 5 minutes of conscious walking. You added Soji squats, 5 sets of slow, partial squats. Now you have Zazen breathing, 5 minutes of active, seated stillness. That is your complete system. Tier 1 takes 12 minutes. Tier 2 adds the squats twice daily and 10 minutes of Zazen. Tier 3, living the way the monks live, integrates movement into everything you do, all day. You do not need a mat. You do not need a temple. You need a floor, a chair, and the willingness to be deliberate. Here's how the full practice flows in one morning. Wake up. Before coffee, stand in your kitchen and do 5 minutes of Kinhin. Barefoot, slow, spine awake. Then 5 modified squats using the counter, twice. Then sit at the table, spine off the backrest, and breathe. 4 in, 6 out, for 5 minutes while your coffee brews. That is the complete Tier 2 routine, under 15 minutes. Every element has a biological mechanism. Nothing is filler. For Tier 3, you add what the monks call angjia, xingjia, which simply means walking on irregular ground. Not a treadmill, not a sidewalk, a park path, a garden, stairs. The uneven surface forces your stabilizing muscles to work constantly, sending varied mechanical signals through your entire skeleton. Even 10 minutes on slightly uneven ground produces greater bone stimulus than 30 minutes on flat pavement. In your first week, you will notice your mornings feel different, quieter, more settled. That is the cortisol already beginning to drop. In your first month, you will notice small things. Standing up from a chair feels more natural. Your lower back is less tense in the evening. The squats feel easier than they did on day 1. At 90 days, if you do this daily or nearly daily, you will have measurably changed the biochemical environment around your skeleton. Your osteocalcin levels, a marker of new bone formation, typically rise within 6 to 8 weeks of consistent low-impact loading. A DEXA scan won't show dramatic changes in 90 days, but the biology will already be moving in the right direction. If you have been diagnosed with osteoporosis, please check with your doctor before adding the squat practice. Kinhin and Zazen breathing are safe for almost everyone, but your specific situation matters. Never push through sharp pain in any joint. Now, remember I mentioned at minute 3 that the most powerful tool costs nothing. Here it is. The American supplement industry sells $4.8 billion worth of calcium products every year. Calcium taken without the mechanical signal to use it does not reliably go into bone. It circulates. Sometimes it deposits in arteries. The Framingham Heart Study raised serious concerns about high-dose calcium supplementation for exactly this reason. The monks of Nara get their calcium from tofu, sesame seeds, and seaweed. Shojin Ryori, the temple diet. Not in high doses, in steady, daily, food-based amounts. But more importantly, they give their bones a reason to hold on to it. Every step on those stone stairs, every scrubbed floor, every minute of upright Zazen. The tool that costs nothing is the signal. Movement. Done consistently. Done with awareness. And at minute 6, I said you would understand the single principle Kenji's life is built on. Here it is. Your body only maintains what it uses. That is not a motivational phrase. It is biology. Bone, muscle, balance, coordination, all of it follows the same law. Use it consistently, and the body invests in it. Stop using it, and the body reclaims those resources. The monks of Nara did not design a bone health program. They designed a life. One where the body is used every day, in simple ways, with presence. For 47 years, Kenji has climbed those steps. Not because someone told him it was good for his bones, because it is just what the morning is. That is the teaching. Here is what you do now. Today, within the next hour, do 5 minutes of Kinhin. Find a quiet space. Take off your shoes. Walk slowly, 1 breath per step. Spine long. That is the entire instruction. Tonight, before you sit on the couch, do 5 slow squats holding the back of a chair. Then sit for 5 minutes with your spine off the backrest and breathe. 4 in, 6 out. Tomorrow morning, do it again. In that order. This week, do it 5 out of 7 days. Do not aim for perfect. This month, add the Angja walk. 10 minutes on uneven ground, twice a week. The one thing to avoid, starting everything at once at full intensity and burning out by day 10. The monks have been doing this since they were young men. You are starting now. That is exactly the right time. But begin gently. The practice will meet you where you are. If you want more Japanese wisdom for living well after 50, subscribe to The Japanese Way. We're here every week. Which of these 3 practices will you start with today? Tell us below. Kinhin, Zazen, or Soji squats. Wherever you're watching from, you're part of this community now. Share this with someone who is looking for a different way to age. Someone who deserves to know that it's not too late. Think of Kenji on those steps this morning. The sun just clearing the hills. The stone cool under his feet. He's not thinking about bone density. He's not thinking about cortisol. He's just walking upward, the way he always does. That's the whole secret. It was never a secret at all. Your body already knows how to do this. We just need to give it the chance.